Right, I've had Annie out for a walk. I'm just going to go out on my bike, go for a pedal down the coast, but there's my allotment there. There's Ray, I don't know if you can see him, busy digging his potatoes out there. Like I say, I'm going to have a little pedal down the coast. So this is my view from, well, that's all the cars you can hear when I'm doing the allotment. That's where the sirens come from. So I've got my action cam, so I'll stick that on, go for a little pedal. See you in a bit. Well, if I had pedalled anymore, I would have ended up in the North Sea. This is Taymouth, 2 miles away from the allotment. I just got off my bike. I don't know what that footage off the camera will be like, because I can't see what it's like until it's done. But yeah, this is a good old Taymouth. Picture postcard. Very nice panoramic view that. Should try and take a picture, but I don't know how to do it. Anyway, yeah, it used to be much busier than this, like when I was a kid, because this building here, that used to be arcades. And then there was a crazy golf, and then where this massive grassy bank is now, well, sand dune, that used to be called Taymouth Plaza, and it was a roller rink, arcade, snooker hall, everything, but it got burnt down back in the 80s, I think, or the early 90s. Someone coming. I think I might get arrested because he thinks I'm taking pictures of people. But that's I'll pedal further around and I'll show you that. It's Taymouth open air pool. That's a nice day. A couple of boats out there in the sea. Right, that used to be the Taymouth open air swimming pool, now it's just gone to rack and ruin. It used to be great when it was open. I don't know if you can hear it, it's quite windy. The rocks, I used to climb around there when I was a bairn, just like them kids are doing there, rock pooling. Climbing around the rocks. Now better on a day like this. That's King Edward's Bay, and that's Taymouth Priory there. This is called the Long Sands, this beach. It was voted one of the best beaches in Britain. I don't know if it still is. But it's canny for a little swim round there. I'm taking a photo because there's quite a few people right next to us, like, yeah. Go for a little stroke. doesn't collapse. So I've only got 2 minutes left anyway. What does that look like? I'm going to stop it here anyway because I'm going to run out of memory. This is Tynemouth Pier. That's the north side, that's the south side pier. Prairie, the sea. There's the fish quay. I'll tell you a little bit more about that later on, so I'll wait till I get the end here and take some pictures. Now this little beach here is called the Haven, and before the pier was built, I don't know if you can see from here, but the river used to go up there, which used to fill the moat of the Tynemouth Priory. So that's one reason why the pier was built. And this is the famous mouth of the Tyne. Be a lot of shipbuilding industry along here at one stage, but it's all gone, along with everything else. Next stop is Colin Woods Monument, which is, I'll see you when I get to the top of that. Now this is a perfect place for us to make a video about North Shields history. I'm standing at Colin Woods Monument. I'll get onto that in a minute because like I said, I want to explain about North Shields history. That's Tynemouth Priory there. That was built a long time ago by some monks that were from some abbey over in South Shields. So I'll go to this side now because this is where North Shields starts. Those rocks there are called the Black Middens. There's been quite a few boat crashes there in the past, so that's why they made, there's two things, there's the low lights and the high lights, and they would line up right into the middle of the pier. But before the pier was built, like I say, when the abbey, when Tynemouth Priory was first opened, they settled here because this was a perfect place for fishing, and the actual fishing huts themselves, which are called shields, were built along the bank of the river there. There was some on the north side, North Shields, and there was some on the south side, South Shields. That's where the name comes from. And like I say, it was quite a industrial little fishing town for a few hundred years. I'll get out of this wind. Yeah, for a few hundred years it was quite prosperous, North Shields. They even had their own pound notes at one stage, and it was all down to the monks who built that abbey. Someone's private jet, private plane going over. Now I don't know if you can see that in the distance there. It's just going out the piers. That's a millionaire's yacht. It's bloody huge. It's like a hotel. But it's been docked in the river for like a week and a half now. Must be alright for summer. But like I say, this is where North Shields started. Just a little fishing port on the banks of the river. And this is the mouth of the Tyne. Nice day still, like. Got some cannons there. These are real. Admiral Lord Collingwood. That's him. He was something to do with Nelson's. He was one of Nelson's mates. But he's looking over. He's keeping oh, there's a seagull on his head. He's keeping North Shields safe from attacks. That's what his purpose is. He's got a nice view of South Shields there as well. There's Bolden and all that there. Used to be. There's a colliery, if you can just see it. Well, it's too far away. I'll explain. Well, that's the Fish Quay down there. That's Knott's Flats over there. I don't know if anybody watched the programme called Vera, I think it was called. It was this, I think she was a detective or something like that. Well, that was filmed there. And if you can, anybody can remember Super Grand, that was filmed here as well. Quite a lot of it actually. In fact, Scunner Campbell's house is that end one just over there. Ha! There's a nice view of the priory as well. So I'll have a little walk along further into the Fish Quay and explain a little bit more. That's if you find it interesting, like. But you never know. Okay, see you in a bit. I'm just on the way home and I'm coming through the local park, Northumberland Park, and this is the old pet cemetery. It's quite old. I was having a look at one of the graves here and look at this one. Loving memory of Trixie Fox, rescued on the Normandy beaches in 1944. Amazing. Brought back from the war. 1958, that one. Dinky, Scrappy, Oscar, Judy. This is the oldest part of this park here. They've been doing some archaeology round the corner. Just pick my bike up there. Well, there's quite a few graves. It cost quite a bit to get your dog buried in this these days. Like, that's if it's still used as a pet cemetery. I'm not sure. Flicker and Shep. Right, I'll sign off. I'll come back on when I've got something more interesting to say. These are some old graves from a long time ago. There isn't a date on, but apparently there used to be an old leper hospital here, and they did start doing some archaeology. It's got some old carvings on that, like. And quite small and like thin graves. Like I say, they were going to do some archaeology around here to try and uncover the hospital ruins, but I don't think they ever did anything with it. There did used to be a sign that told you about these things, but like everything else, it gets pinched. But there's a nice little herb garden I'm going to I'll take you over there, I'll show you that before I go. Now this is a new bit of the park. I've never seen this bit. It was my mate that was telling us before. He says, oh, you should go and have a look at the herb garden. So that's what I'm going to do. Quite nice. I'm surprised that it's all still here, to tell you the truth. Lemon balm, medical use, lowers blood pressure. Lemon flavour in drinks and food. Rosemary, medical use, improve memory and treat gout. It's interesting this, like. Soap wort, medical uses, expectorant, gentle skin wash. There's quite a few, yeah, it's quite good this. Parsley, lavender, savoury, fennel, violet, chamomile. There's quite a few, yeah. Valerian, rosemary, lady's mantle. I haven't it. Yeah, this one's mad. Medical uses, wounds and evil spirits. So if you've got any evil spirits to ward off, get yourself some lady's mantle. I've never even heard of half of these. Bugle. Treatment of bleeding. I wonder if I can just pick these right. Borage. Reduces fever and sore throats, eh? It's quite good this. I'm glad my mate told us about it. Savoury, what's this? Antiseptic. The treatment of stings and digestive problems. It's got a lovely smell. Plain. Chives. It's quite a nice little herb garden this. Got some roses climbing up this trellis bit here, looks quite nice. I'll sign off. People just come and see you later.